I'm going to the coffee cup image here, and you have this image. It's a brown background with a white cup. I'm first of all going to go in and change this to black and white by using the image adjustments black and white. And in here, I'm just going to choose that I want maximum black from the preset drop-down menu. Click OK. And then I'm also choosing image adjustment invert because I actually want a black cup here. Now, I'm going to drag this image out, and I'm also going to click on the coffee shop image file, and I'll pull this out as well. Now, I'm going to go up to my application bar and choose that I want to see these images 2 up. And I'm again going to go to my clone stamp tool, but this time I am going to open up the clone source panel. Now, this offers all kinds of cool things. Just to show you real quickly. If I come over here to the spoon and I Option or Alt click, I can save that as a clone source. I can save up to 5 sources though. So I can click on the second clone source. I can come over to a different image on a different page, and I can choose Option or Alt click, and now I've got my second source. Maybe I also want to clone this yellow cushion someplace. So I can click on that, click on the third item, Option or Alt click, and now I've got 3 different clone sources. Now just to show you how that works, right now that last clone source I picked was the cushion. If I planned on extending that cushion up a little bit or doing something else, let me Option or Alt click a little higher, you'll notice that now I am cloning the cushion. Oh, look where the crosshair is going. Whoop. You can see that, I'm missing it. Let me undo that. Start someplace over here to the right, Option Alt click, and now start cloning. You can see the crosshairs directly underneath, which is good because I'm just trying to make this cushion a little higher. But now I can switch back to the first clone source, and now all of a sudden I'm cloning a spoon because it remembered my clone source, and I can follow that exactly. Now I'm going to undo that spoon. I don't want that actually there. The second clone source, the coffee cup. But look how it's remembering this. Now even better than that, I'm going to make my brush size a little bit larger. Look at that preview that I've got. That is so incredibly cool. Look at the fact that in the clone source, not only do I have the option of saving different clone sources, I also can come in here and change the size of what's being cloned. So if I think that's a little bit too large right now, I can come in here and type 75%, and now look, it's smaller. I can even come in here and rotate it a little bit, maybe by 20 degrees, and now I've got this cute little logo dropping onto this image. Now the show overlay, I don't have to show overlay. I don't know why you wouldn't, but you can choose to invert it if you want, or auto hide it when you start painting. I'm going to leave this at show overlay. I do want to see the overlay at 100%. Understand that all these options down here from this line down do not affect actually what you're cloning. It's just your overlay. So I'll start painting this little logo. Now, along with all these painting and retouching tools, don't forget that not only can you change the opacity, but you can change your blending modes to make an even more natural clone. So I'm going to go ahead and press Command Z. I'm going to change this up at the top in the options bar to multiply. And now you'll see that I can get a little bit more realistic. I'm not seeing the edge in there like I did in the last version. Now we're going to do one other item here. We're going to take our circle graphic. I'm going to drag that out. Let me go ahead and close this one up. We don't need her. The coffee girl is not needed. The coffee cup is no longer needed. I'm just going to close that up and not save it. But I do want the circle graphic and I want the coffee shop image. So I'll go up, make sure those are the only 2 images open, and choose 2 up. And I want to put this cool graphic that's over here on the left onto the right, but I just want to use it to create a little bit of texture. So a couple things here. I'm good with the clone source. I don't need to do anything here. I do want to make sure it's reset. You can always click the reset button so that when you do start cloning and you don't want it on an angle or at a different size anymore, you can just reset that transform really quickly and easily. I'm closing up this panel. I'm taking my clone source. I'm Option or Alt clicking in the middle of the circle. Notice I come over to this image and I can see the preview. In fact, I'm going to make this preview even larger. Look, I can see exactly where this is going to occur. I'm going to set the mode to overlay, leave the opacity at 80%, and start painting. And notice this nice little subtle glow that I've got on here now. Let me undo that. If you're a little concerned about affecting your original image, don't forget that you can clone onto a separate layer. I'm going to go ahead up and I'm going to bring up my layers panel so you can see this a little bit better. I'll create a new layer and I'll start painting on this so that you can see that I even get a different effect. And you'll notice that I'm getting a different effect because I've got the blending mode of overlay on and I'm not painting on the same layer. But if you're trying to create these effects and you're a little worried that maybe you don't want the clone actually on your image, don't worry. I've got this set to overlay, and then I can also go to the layers panel and set this to overlay and get the exact same effect. Now, working with cloning, let's say I really like this image and I want to clone it to this image. Notice that I can choose to sample just the current layer, which is the default, current and below, or all layers. If I choose all layers, I can set my clone over here on this image that's got 2 layers. I can choose Option or Alt click. I can come back to this image over here, the circle graphic, change it back to normal, set it to 100% by pressing 0. Oh, didn't get it. Let me go back here. There we go. Come back to this image. There we go. And notice that I'm now cloning multiple images on top of another one. So lots of things that you can take advantage of with retouching tools. Correct flaws, repair skin, take care of scratches, all kinds of great things. And don't forget to take advantage of that really cool clone source panel.